Stratus from being attacked by Victoria. And so, she came out and appeared as Trish Stratus' biggest fan. She just loved Trish Stratus, and the two competed in matches together, where Mickey James became very obsessive with Trish Stratus. Like she became obsessed with Trish Stratus. Like Trish Stratus became her number one obsession. So Mickey James became the number one contender for the women's title on December 12th of 2005 by defeating Victoria, and that she was going to fight Trish Stratus at New Year's Revolution, but she was unable to win the title at the pay-per-view. Then things got a little awkward between Trish Stratus and Mickey James when Mickey James kissed Trish Stratus, showing that she was in love with her. She even complimented Trish on her breast size. So all of a sudden, man, a little bit of a lesbian angle. A little bit of a lesbian angle happened between the two. And at the 2006 Royal Rumble, Mickey James confessed to Trish Stratus that she was in love with her, and it finally became too much for Trish Stratus to handle. And she told Mickey James at any time apart. That the Saturday night's main event, they teamed up to defeat the team of Victoria and Candice Michelle. And after the match, Mickey James honored Trish Stratus' wish to have time apart, but later attempted to kiss her, but then attacked Trish Stratus after Trish Stratus refused to kiss her. So I guess if Trish Stratus can't have her, then nobody can. Well, take it back, if Mickey James can't have Trish Stratus, then nobody can have her. So that was the background of WrestleMania 22. There's a lot of things that are going on leading up to WrestleMania 22. So WrestleMania 22, we go. So the WrestleMania 22 started off with the World Tag Team Champions, Big Show and Kane, taking on Carlito and Chris Masters. As Kane hit Chris Masters with a big boot, then chokeslammed Carlito to get the win as Big Show and Kane retained their World Tag Team Championships. The second match of WrestleMania 22 was the Money in the Bank ladder match between RVD, Rob Van Dam, Shelton Benjamin, Ric Flair, Finlay, Bobby Lashley, and Matt Hardy. So RVD climbed the ladder but was stopped when Benjamin springboarded onto RVD and delivered each other's blows back and forth. And then Matt Hardy came out with the second ladder and joined the two. Then Rob Van Dam pushed Matt Hardy and Benjamin's ladder over with his feet and pushed them, sending them both smashing on the floor. And RVD, grabbed his briefcase and won the match. So meaning that RVD got to be the number one contender. Well, he got a title shot for the WWE Championship anytime he wanted it. Then they did a whole ceremony for they announced the people who will be going into the Hall of Fame class of 2006. It was Bret Hart, Sensational Sherry, rest in peace to her. Mean Gene Okerlund, Tony Atlas, Vern Gagne, William the Refrigerator Perry, one of my mom's favorite football players. Mom's a huge Chicago Bears fan. From the '85 Bears team, the Black Jacks, of course, and of course Eddie Guerrero was represented by his wife Vicky Guerrero and his nephew Chavo Guerrero. This was before Vicky got involved in wrestling. All right, so the next match at WrestleMania 22 is between JBL, John Bradshaw Layfield, and Chris Benoit for the United States Championship. Chris Benoit was defending his United States title against JBL. So, JBL performed the clothesline from hell on Chris Benoit, but Chris Benoit was able to avoid the move and he did the cripple. He avoided the clothesline from hell. Excuse me. So he was able to avoid the clothesline from hell. He was able to counter it by hitting the cripple crossface. Then Bradshaw flipped Chris Benoit over on his back and used the ropes for leverage to get the pinfall and the victory, as John Bradshaw Layfield defeated Chris Benoit to become the new United States champion. So the next match at WrestleMania 22, which happens to be one of my favorite matches, and to me is the best match of WrestleMania 22, was between the hardcore match between Edge taking on Mick Foley. And at the end of the match, Mick Foley had Edge in control. Then he pulled out the tables, but then Lita hit Foley in between the legs, hit him in the balls with barbed wire, and then Lita lit the table on fire. And then Edge performed a spear Foley through the tables as everything was on fire. So here I want to play the clip for you of that moment, one of my favorite moments in WrestleMania history.
But now it's Lita saturating that table, and yet more lighter fluid. Oh my God, here we go! Oh my God, what's going to happen? Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! My God, Mick Foley's flesh may be seared. Seared through the table cover. How could you not smell it? The sickening smell of burning flesh has engulfed the ringside area. I got a feeling none of these guys will ever be the same. Look at Foley, look at Edge. All the hair burned off of Foley's arm. Whether you like it or not, Edge remains unbeaten here at WrestleMania, but at what price? I don't know if this is exactly a Kodak moment or not, but I don't think the blood is in Edge's eyes. Look at the thumbtack still in his back. We've got to take a look. And what happens to the conclusion of this matchup, King? Go ahead and call it. Well, the table on fire. Edge with the spear, both human bodies into the flames. Oh, God. Good Lord. And Lita may have been the difference maker. Take a look at her face. Look at all she can do is look on in disbelief. Joey Styles, I don't think it gets any more hardcore than what we just witnessed.
So that was the clip, man. You gotta love Joey Styles. You gotta love him. Oh my God! I wish Joey Styles would do more commentary. I prefer Joey Styles to Michael Cole. That's just my personal opinion. But so Edge was able to win that match after spearing Mick Foley through a table that was lit on fire by Lita. So the next match was a handicap match between Booker T and his wife, Sharmell, taking on the Boogeyman. As the Boogeyman executed a falling choke bomb on Booker T to get the win. I wonder what happened to the Boogeyman anyway. He was there for he was there for a little while and just kind of fell off the face of the mat. I haven't really seen the Boogeyman since then. Like he was there, then left. But anyway, so Boogeyman, he defeated Booker T and Sharmell. Then you had the women's championship match. Trish Stratus defended her title against Mickie James. And so at the end of the match, Mickie James hit Trish Stratus with the Mick kick, which knocked Trish Stratus out cold. which allowed Mickie James to win the match, as Mickie James became the new women's champion. The next match for WrestleMania 22 was the casket match between Undertaker and Mark Henry. Undertaker took the advantage and hit Mark Henry with the last ride. Then when Mark Henry was out of the ring, Undertaker hit the suicide dive over the top rope. Then Undertaker performed a tombstone on Mark Henry and pushed Mark Henry's big ass inside the casket to win the match, as Undertaker proved his WrestleMania record of 14-0. So the next match was between the no-holds-barred match between Shawn Michaels and Vince McMahon. And Shawn Michaels was about to perform the Sweet Chin music on Vince McMahon. Instead, he got a trash can and a table. He put McMahon on the table and put a trash can over McMahon's head. And then Shawn Michaels climbed over the ladder and executed a diving elbow drop on Vince McMahon through the table with the trash can on his head. Then Shawn Michaels hit Vince McMahon with the Sweet Chin music and was able to get the win. Was able to pin Vince McMahon to win the match. Then the next match was the triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship, as Kurt Angle defended his title against Rey Mysterio and Randy Orton for the World Heavyweight Championship. And so during Rey Mysterio, he came out with a live performance by the band POD. And so, Rey Mysterio hit the 619 on Randy Orton, followed by the West Coast Pop, as Rey Mysterio pinned Randy Orton to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. And after the match, Rey Mysterio he celebrated with Chavo and Vicky Guerrero to celebrate his new championship, as Rey Mysterio became the new World Heavyweight Champion, which I never really bought into that. I hated when it first happened, because to me, Rey Mysterio is nowhere near a heavyweight. I pretty much outweigh Rey Mysterio myself, and it's hard to have a heavyweight champion that stands at 5'3". But he won the World Heavyweight Championship. I never agree with that, but it is what it is. So the next match was the Playboy Pillow Fight, which was between Torrie Wilson and Candice Michelle. Another match to me that just wasted everybody's time. I mean, if it's a match that you just want to watch to get a boner, it's a match for you. But anyway, Torrie Wilson won the match. And then the next match was the main event for the WWE Championship, as John Cena defended his WWE Championship against Triple H. And so the match was pretty much evenly matched, man. Both men got their fair share of hits in. Both men had an advantage of each other. Triple H tried to hit John Cena with the pedigree, but John Cena was able to counter it and hit the FU on Triple H. But Triple H was able to kick out. Then John Cena locked in the STF on Triple H, which made Triple H. Triple H got to the ropes, and Triple H tried to do another pedigree, but John Cena was able to counter it, hit the STFU again on Triple H. This time making Triple H tap out, which means Triple H would tap out, which means John Cena won the match and he retained his WWE Championship. So the very next night the aftermath of WrestleMania 22. The aftermath. So the aftermath was the very next night on Monday Night Raw. Triple H said to John Cena that he underestimated the champ because he lost at WrestleMania 22. Then Edge came out and said to Triple H that he deserved a title shot because he defeated Mick Foley in a hardcore match. So over the next few weeks, all three men faced each other handicap matches, which all three men won over the 3-week period in between WrestleMania and Backlash. And then at Backlash, it was announced to be a triple threat match for the WWE Championship between John Cena, Edge, and Triple H. And at Backlash, of course, John Cena, who went through his period of time of being the superhero, won the match and was able to retain the WWE Championship as he pinned Triple H